Hey everybody, what's going on? Rob Cesternino back for a live Traitors Feedback Show today. And we got a good one for you here with Mr. Traitors. Pooya, Pooya, how are you?
I am good. I'm excited to get into all the questions and talk more about what was a very fun episode and getting to talk with our lovely guest again today.
Okay, well, this is so exciting to have here with us today live to talk about the Traitors and honest to goodness Traitors alumni. And this has been such a great year for RHAP because I think on your check off the on your reality royalty bingo card for 2025, we're going to hit them all this year. Okay.
Yeah.
Because here with us today, Rachel Reilly. Rachel, how are you?
I'm so good. Thank you for having me, Rob. Okay. So I appreciate that you said the reality royalty bingo card because I was thinking that too. I obviously am a big fan of RHAP. You know, I've been a fan since, God, what, 10 years now or 15 years?
More than a fan.
Yeah,
I mean, for 15-year anniversary this week, Rachel. And the first year of RHAP was Big Brother 12. So you've been a part of this whole ride.
Woo! Thank you. Well, this is exciting.
Yes. So, yeah, happy 15th year reality anniversary to you this year.
Thank you. Happy 15th year podcasting to you. That's crazy. This week. I can't believe it's this week.
Yep. February 12th. And so we have a lot of stuff around the 15-year anniversary. But enough about that. We're here to talk about you. And what a big day for Big Brother royalty here today on RHAP because just about 2 hours ago, Pooya and I spoke with Derek Levasseur, most recently murdered player on The Traitors. Had a nice chat with Derek. You can hear that in our Traitors podcast feed. WeKnowTraitors.com. Rachel, what's new with you?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm still working casting. I was just on Worst Cooks of America. I don't know if you knew.
Oh, yes. I didn't get to see it. Yes.
You should watch it. Yeah.
Yes, I heard it was great.
It's really good. Yeah, I didn't know why I got cast for that because I'm a really, really great chef. So,
well, it was heroes versus villains.
It was heroes versus villains. Yeah, exactly. And my first dish was chocolate turkey lasagna. So, perhaps that was why I was cast for that show. And Brendan argues daily that I was on the correct show for that appearance.
Yes. Okay. And you were on that with Wes.
I was, and I love Wes. Wes is so fun, and he's on Traitors this season, which is great. Wes is like on everything this year, though. He's on House of Villains. He's on Traitors. He's on the challenge. I'm pretty sure he's filming another challenge soon. Like, what is Wes not doing? Right? Like, honestly, he's on everything. Worst Cooks.
Yeah, he has his own reality show.
Yeah, he does. That's right. I love it. The Block. Yes, I'm going to go to one of his. Like he does the weeks, so I'm going to go to one of those and like be a fly on the wall / I think he might have me come in for like judging or something. I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of do whatever. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, look, I've watched it. It's a great show, and happy for Wes. But here, it's all about you, Rachel. So, all right, we got to talk about the Traitors and where we're at, and what a fun season of the Traitors it's been.
Yes, I'm obsessed with this season. After season 2, I felt like, how are they gonna do season 3? Right? Like season 2 was so good, and then they dropped the first 3 episodes, and I'm like, wow, they did season 3. Like, wow. I mean, I was not expecting it to get this good, and I was not expecting, like, honestly, this is just, it's so fun. It's such a fun show.
I have something, maybe this is a controversial opinion. Rachel, you can't weigh in on this, but Pooya, let me ask you, that don't you think that maybe they used Rachel too early in Traitors history? Like, don't you think they should bring her back in a future season?
Oh, I would love that. And I really do think that, I don't think this is a controversial take because I think that, you know, if we don't have Rachel in season 1 going toe to toe with Kate in every episode, and we don't have Cirie play, like, you don't get the season 2 cast, you don't get the season 3 cast, you don't get the show being given the spotlight it does feel like, Rachel, you were sacrificed in the first season with a half and half, but
you were ahead of your
sacrifice is appreciated.
Right, thank you. And I also like to say that I feel that I helped create this iconic fashion statements that now we are expecting from the Traitors cast, right? Like, if we didn't have this like set up that you have to do some fashion, you have to bring some stuff, then we might not have this kind of like iconic fashion moments. Like, okay, fine, maybe some people say Alan is the one that did that, but I would like to say I participated in that.
You participated in it, yes. You walked so Sandoval can fly.
Exactly. I wore my bumblebee bow tie so Sandoval could wear his kilt.
Yes. Yeah. So no, I earnestly, sincerely mean this. I feel like bring Rachel back, you cowards. Yeah. They're gonna run out of good people eventually. They're gonna have to go back to the top of the order.
I mean, I'm sure that you will see me on the Traitors in that castle again. I have a feeling I will be back in the castle, but you know, you never know, right? Never say you never know.
Is this breaking news?
No.
Is this a premonition?
A premonition, exactly.
Okay.
You got to speak it into existence, Rob. What you want. When are we going to see you on the Traitors?
Well, as soon as they call me, Rachel. But we're using up the legends faster than they're making new legends.
Yeah, they're really. I feel like they're getting the best gamers and the best Bravo celebrities too. But this season, I felt like I was really excited to see Rob and to see Derek and to see Wes. And I'm not even like, I mean, like I'm not throwing shade. I do that enough. But I'm not a Derek fan. Everyone knows. But I was excited that he brought, well, you know, and then Danielle, and we got Brittney. So it's like, you know, I was excited. We got all the legends. I was glad we didn't have to see another one that's on another show who likes to throw his own shade around.
Now, I'm assuming you're talking about Dr. Will.
Yes, I am talking about Dr.
Who
Will.
was my recent guest, and I feel like I picked up the subtext that there were some things he said that you did not agree with.
No, and I have receipts because, first of all, when you go name Big Brother, Amazing Race, and Snake in the Grass, unless you're talking about Sari, or me, or it's either me or Janelle, right?
Malcolm.
Okay, he could have been talking about no. Malcolm never did Amazing Race, did he?
No.
So it's either me or Janelle, and I'm known for Amazing Race. I did it 3 times. I feel like if you're saying Amazing Racers, you're not like necessarily thinking that. And then Janelle texts Will and is like, "Hey, are you talking about me? Like, what was that? What's up with that? Like, why'd you say it?" And he texts her back, "Oh, that was not about you. That had nothing to do with you." So clearly it was a dig at me. I saw the text messages, Will. And I'll just say this. I don't have to go in my interviews. When I was talking about Worst Cooks of America, I wasn't talking about Dr. Will being a bad cook. Like, let's just put that out there. I wasn't talking about his practice being boring or that he needs to go spice it up with some song and dance, which he apparently feels the need to do as well. I talk about myself, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think he's trying to start some sort of like little riff with me so that we can go head to head on a show.
Yeah, but maybe isn't this good for business, Rachel? Maybe this ultimately ends maybe it ends up in some sort of a rival season of Big Brother or Worst Cooks in America or Snake in the Grass.
That would be fun. I would like to see him in the jungles of Costa Rica. I might grab a viper and accidentally put it in his sleeping bag.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Well, it wouldn't affect him. He has enough Botox. He has more Botox than I do.
Look, what better salesman for it? Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. But Rachel, we got to talk about the Traitors. As much as I'd love to keep talking about all of the reality legends, we need to talk about what's going on here. And okay, would love to get your thoughts on where do we go from here? Boston Rob is out of the game. Do you think that Carolyn and Danielle can work together now?
Oh, I really hope so. I think Boston Rob did a few missteps. I think getting rid of Derek was a big misstep. And I think that...
Well, what should he have done instead?
I think he should have gotten rid of Ivar. Ivar, like Brittney said, was a piece of furniture, right? Like... By the way, Brittney is iconic with her DRs and her like lines in this show. It's so fun to watch. Yes. So I think Danielle and Carolyn should have kept Rob because I think they needed him. Now, was everyone on to him as a traitor? Yes. Were they on? They were so focused on him that I think that they were like not thinking about the Danielle and Carolyn of it, even though they called themselves out, which is just so dumb. But I think that now that he's gone, it puts a bigger target on the two of them. Might take the heat off for a minute, but I do think it puts a bigger target on them. I think they should have kept him around for another round or two. Blame it on Brittney. Blame it on Tom Sandoval. I mean, honestly, they're all going after Tom Sandoval for no reason anyways. Why don't you just throw his name into the hat? If Tom would have gone home, they're like, oh, he wasn't a traitor. Oh yeah, we never thought he was anyways. I don't know. I think this was a little bit soon for Rob to go, just for them to win in general. Plus, I do think he's the brains behind the whole traitor turret. So now I'm kind of worried that the girls are going to make, I don't know, maybe they'll do better. Honestly, maybe they'll do better. I was going to say maybe they might make some other missteps, but maybe they will do better without him in there, because he was controlling the whole, he's been the one like behind most of the decisions.
I think that I do agree that he's been controlling a lot of the turret activities, and it has kind of helped Carolyn and Danielle's game because every move pointed at Rob. Everyone murdered. It's like, Rob did that one, right? That's Rob. So I feel like they kind of were able to not have anyone look at them because anyone that was saying Rob's name was going, so that benefited them. I am very curious because truly, if these two can coexist and put everything aside, they can both make a deep run for it. Yes. I do think, though, with the way the show has been continuously showing us some of the missteps from Danielle or some of the comments people are making, I think Danielle's time will come sooner. But Carolyn is still in there for me as a potential winner candidate. It's just a matter of do these two throw each other's names out there for round 2, and then people look at a traitor versus traitor thing again. But I don't know about that yet.
Hey, Rachel, can I ask you about Danielle specifically? And I'd love to get your opinion on how you think Danielle is doing.
I think she's really messy. First of all, I love Danielle, I love watching her, but I think it's messy. I think she is really... I think she went in there, she started overgaming. She stepped back. But then she's like going after Carolyn. She went after Bob the drag queen. She kind of went after Boston Rob, and she's okay to let go of him. And then I feel like she steps things back. Well, it was not her fault when Carolyn found out, like, because she had stopped the conversation from what we saw, right? She said, okay, I'm done. This was like 2 turrets ago. She was like, I'm done. We're not going to go after each other. Let's have a truce, Carolyn. And then they were good. But then Brittney said, oh, I heard this from Danielle. And so that just happened to be bad timing for Danielle. I think if it was, and they didn't have the Wes in that situation to be able to banish Wes, I think it could have been really dangerous for them. But people do forget stuff in that castle too, right? Like, the game it's such a crazy game that you do forget, like, from day to day what someone did. So you have to kind of remember everything, but then you have to overlook a lot of things. So I think she's in an okay spot if she realizes what she's doing. But if she keeps playing the way she was playing, I just think there's a lot of times she's vocalized too many things that are like, why do you know that? And I think that's where she's getting into trouble.
Now, Danielle and Brittney have this complicated relationship, and we saw on Reindeer Games what happened there, and they both came into the game not really being able to trust each other, but it seems like that maybe the wounds have been healed, and it feels like that Danielle and Brittney are back together, which I think is huge for Danielle.
I love that. Me too. I think it's great for Danielle. I love that for them. I loved watching them pair up in this competition together. And I think that's exactly what Danielle needs to do to stay safe. I think people trust that Brittney is faithful. Although now, who knows, like, Derek kind of soiled that. That's the thing. Why do the Big Brother players do that to each other? I don't understand it. Like, the way Danielle and Brittney are now is how the Big Brother team should play together. But like, Derek started putting it in
Cody.
Oh, well, yeah, that was... I tried. I tried to play with Cody.
Easy.
No, it's not. And I think if Danielle can bring Brittney in her side, I think she'll have a better shot. And I do think because Rob went home, that everyone's going to be so distracted thinking that it's not Danielle, it's not Carolyn. So I think they're going to go looking in a totally different direction. Plus, I mean, like, we have Sam and Tom, who are the brains of this now, and Ivor. So, like, they have a pretty good shot to cover their tracks.
Yeah. Boy, you could see them at the end of the game there, I think we did it. I think we did it. I don't think we caught. Yeah. Not to get flashbacks of Andy and Quentin.
I know.
Your friends. I know your friends. Yeah.
No. But yeah, I mean, but Cirie played that game so well. And so I think that's what that Traitors since have wanted to do, to like follow in Cirie's footsteps. But it's really hard to do that.
Yeah.
Especially when you have big personalities. That's the difference. We had half personalities and half like people that wanted to prove themselves. And so now you just have all personalities. So it's like, just a different game. Who is your standout? I just need to know, because I do watch your feedback, but who do you guys think that you love the most that you wouldn't have guessed that you love?
Here, Pooya, you go first.
Well, a lot of obviously the non-gamers I'm brand new to, but my answer is Gabby, without a doubt.
Okay, I like Gabby.
Yeah, has stuck out and has really shown some good character. We didn't even talk about this on the recap episode, but the moment where she's talking about Ivar and how she's surprised he's still there and Ivar was in the room was so funny. So good.
So great. Yeah.
I feel like Dylan has shown flashes of, I didn't expect him to have it in him, and he's like been playing an active game, which is fun. And then honestly, I feel like we're not seeing enough of Dolores. I think there's more to Dolores than meets the eye. I have been taking everything that I see from Tom Sandoval with a huge grain of salt, having learned about him before the season started.
Yeah.
But they really are trying to make him the lovable, goofy dummy. And I think it's been working. My TikTok algorithm, there's a lot of people that are not like, Tom Sandoval. I'm like, okay, don't fall for it.
Yeah.
Don't fall for that. You're getting gambited. Yeah.
No, it's true. I like Tom Sandoval now. I mean, I don't like him, but like him. But I think on the Traitors, he's a fun personality to watch. Dylan's my favorite standout from like the non-gamers. Rob, what about you?
Yeah, I feel like that it's a short list. I don't think there's that many other people that are doing anything that's too exciting. And so I feel like it's been a very like top-heavy cast. And while I feel like that this has been a really great season of the Traitors, I do think that there is a potential where, we lose Danielle, we lose Carolyn, we lose Brittney. This could potentially get a little sleepy here at the end of the season. And so we're really counting on some of these great reality TV women to be able to, take this thing the rest of the way. Because there's just, more than a few people that are not bringing a lot to the show in terms of like being able to hold it down entertainment wise. I do like Dylan. I think that he's been very fun. All the people that you mentioned, but there's just like a couple of people still like the Ivars and the Sams, with all due respect, the Chrishelles. Sierra hasn't done anything really. I mean, she got into it with Derek, but really isn't doing too much. So, a lot of, I don't want to say dead weight, but, people that are not really carrying it.
Well, I mean, if they got murdered, they would be dead weight. And they, if Ivor and Sam got murdered, those would be my choices if I were a traitor.
It's very interesting, Rachel. Over the weekend, Rob sent me a photo of his, like he was on Premiere Pro and he was making an Ivar thirst trap. So this is very surprising to me that you're switching up on the podcast for the people.
I didn't say he's not hot, Pooya.
My only favorite thing about Ivar this whole season was the wedding comment about the royal weddings. I'm not gonna lie. I want more royal wedding dirt. That's what I want. I want more royal dirt. I feel like we're not getting what we want from them.
Could you talk to us more about Brittney and how you think that she's doing? Because she came in and she's been kind of like the Sandra this season, where she came in, didn't make a lot of noise at the beginning, but now all of a sudden, she survived. I think that Rob picked the wrong person to try to throw the target on. I think she's too well liked and insulated in the castle. And I think that she's in a really good position now.
She's in a great position. I think she's playing a great game. This is the thing with Brittney. Like, she's not in the Bambis. She's not in the bros group. She's not in, so she's kind of like friendly with everyone, or it seems like, right? And it seems like she's not in just like one group where you don't have to like really go. If you're going for a group, you're not going for her, right? So I think she's done a really good job of putting herself in a position like that. And I do think that was intentional. And I think that she has great one-liners. I'm sure she's like, I hear chats, or they show us chats where it's like, Brittney's not really saying a lot. Brittney's been quiet. And we do kind of see that a little bit from the edit, where she's not necessarily like in the group when everyone's talking. So I think maybe that's the vibe that these other people are getting. But like, I think it's doing her more good than it's doing her harm, because people aren't like really assuming that she's a traitor until like Derek had to go blow her game up, which is super frustrating. But I
don't
think
he did, though.
I don't know. I feel like after this past week, I wonder if she can get out, like, away from that. You really don't think Derek did her dirty?
No, only Rob and Sierra voted her. Like, you had people like Dylan who couldn't even write her name down.
Yeah, but Dylan is like, thinks that he said it's Rob or Brittney, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think one or the other. I think Derek said it was both. Dylan took it as one or the other, and then they eliminated Rob. And I think that Brittney could be vindicated, Pooya.
It's a split timeline situation now, where I have seen people talk about the worry of, now that Rob is confirmed traitor, are people going to look at Brittney and be like, that was traitor on traitor, let's get Brittney out. But you could also look at it on the other side, where that can get debunked now, because before this, Rob pushed Wes, and Wes was a faithful. So I think that given the conviction she had at this roundtable, where legitimately the votes that they had to get Rob out stayed the same, the votes that were supposed to get Brittney out got burned instead, I think is a great sign for Brittney. I think everything you've mentioned, Rachel, about Brittney's social game really is shining through. The fact that she's been able to just make bonds. We've seen Brittney have a working conversational relationship with Sam, with Tom. These are people, like, yes, they're kind of duddy, but they're also pieces on the board that, as long as they're not putting your name down, that's great. Go look at someone else, piss someone else off. Tom is pissing Chrishell off. We've seen Sam's not really pissing anybody off. Ivar's kind of pissed a bunch of people off, then has kind of hit again. But being someone like Brittney that can just talk with anybody and get along well, I think is good. Now, there is a world where, now that Rob's gone, people start thinking, okay, wouldn't there be a woman amongst the traitors? And then they try to figure out who that is, that's when I worry for Danielle. And I think Brittney by proxy could be a worry. But if they get Danielle out before that, I think Brittney's clear, because then they're like, a woman from Big Brother, that was Danielle. We don't need to look at Brittney.
Here's where I'm worried about Brittney, because, as Juicy J says in the chat, but Carolyn may want to murder her. Remember the last episode? My biggest fear for Brittney is that Danielle says to Carolyn, hey, let's work together. We got this. It's just us. You're my person. And Carolyn said, but not more than Brittney. And now,
now they want to get rid of her.
Could Carolyn be saying, like, okay, well, if I can't go directly after Danielle, could I stir up some trouble and get Brittney out because Danielle wants her to stay? That's Danielle's person. I'll hurt Danielle by getting out Brittney.
That makes sense. But also, this is my take on that, because I did live in the castle. I don't know what goes on in the turret. I was not a traitor. But in the faithful world, I would think, because Rob and Bob the drag queen had such a tumultuous relationship, and that fight was so, like, they're not forgetting that fight. They might forget other roundtables. That fight would not have been forgotten. And Bob was a traitor. Rob is a traitor. So now I'm thinking along the lines of, there's a female. Derek just said he thinks it could be Rob and Brittney, and they were going for each other. And Brittney said it, I believe she said, and if I'm wrong, correct me, but I believe she said, I know for sure that Rob is a traitor. And I think that she said something along the lines of that, where I would think, being another faithful, that, like, why would you know that? Because Wes also said the only way you would absolutely know is if you were a traitor too. So I wonder if people will take it that way. Like
Mhm.
something, when she said something at the round table that made me think that, and I was like, oh no. But then I keep thinking, like, you're right. Like now she has Danielle on her side. And so if the two girls are like, okay, well now we have Brittney, we just need to pull in some other people, they could start like totally, if they can get Brittney 100% on their side, then they would want to keep her, because you don't want, if you're a traitor, you also don't want to get rid of someone that's not going to vote you out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like what helps for Brittney to beat the allegation of a traitor versus traitor is that Brittney was defending Rob, but she even clarified she was like, it was more so I don't think it's him, so let's not go there. And more so, it's not like she was telling Dylan don't do that. She clarified, I was saying go with your heart, go with what you feel. Don't get pressured by Derek to put a name down you don't want. But I think what helped is the word of the season has been evidence. They said evidence like 800 times this episode. And I think that everyone's backing the Rob vote out as it was backed by evidence. So it's not going to look like it was a bus throwing situation at all. And I feel like some of them will understand for Brittney that it was, okay, it's either me or Rob. I have to push against Rob. And I know it's not me. It's a misfire. Don't go after me. So that's all well and good. Now, I want to talk about quickly the mention of Carolyn bringing up, hey, not as close as you and Brittney, because I think Carolyn recognizes I had a good relationship with Brittney, but also Carolyn has noticed the two of you kind of patch things up real good right now. And, Carolyn still feels like, well, Danielle tried to push me out. I think she's trying to push me out to bring Brittney in. So the good news is, because there's two of them, if they both survive to the next turret, Danielle, I don't think Rob. I do not think Danielle's going to let Brittney get murdered for a clean slate.
No,
she just gave up Derek. Yeah, she just gave up Derek. She ain't giving another piece up. And that means that in order for Carolyn to boot Brittney, she'd have to push publicly or push Danielle publicly. So the game becomes, will Carolyn come into the view from outside the shadows or not? Because right now her game is perfect. I don't know if she should even push right now. But if the numbers keep dwindling and it's like 5 people left and those two are still there, you should worry if you're Carolyn, but we'll see.
Yeah. And is Carolyn, she's not even that player though either. That's why I don't feel like Carolyn is that girl that's going to go after a Brittney and force Danielle's hand. Like Carolyn this whole time has been saying, nobody ever listens to me. Like they don't want to do what I want to do. So I don't see her all of a sudden just being like, to my dog, because every time I do anything, my dog's like, hi, I want to get in. But I don't see Carolyn being that girl that's like, this is what's happening. And Danielle, you have to do it. Like, I feel like she's going to listen to what Danielle says.
Rachel, the traitors have to murder in plain sight. And there were 5 people that could potentially be murdered. Chrishell, Dolores, Dylan, Tom, or Gabby. Do you have a sense of who you think Danielle and Carolyn will murder?
I don't have any sense, but I will tell you that Tom's like spoiler face when he was like so over the top. I was like, it's either like 100% not him or it's like so obvious it's him, because it was just so over the top.
My fun theory is he turns around and it's Alan standing there and he's like, wait, you're the host. How are you a traitor? And Alan's like, no, dummy, you didn't get murdered. Go to bed. That could be fun.
I like that. That's a good theory.
Yeah.
But his face is so over the top.
Big YouTube thumbnail energy with the face for sure. Yeah. I've thought about this over the weekend. I still think it's one of Tom or Chrishell to frame the other. We talked about it in the recap, but at breakfast before the whole group came in, Chrishell was saying, y'all, if I was a traitor, you'd know it's me because Tom would not be here. Mm-hmm. And Danielle was in that group. So if Danielle wants to do that frame job, she could. Or you murder Tom, you pin it on Chrishell, or you murder Chrishell and everyone votes out Tom anyway, which it looks like doesn't matter if he's a traitor or not. They're just aching to get rid of him. So I feel like that could also happen.
I feel like they should just, out of this 5, just murder Dolores, because she's the one that is like, Danielle literally says the faithfuls are going to be like, what just happened or something, right? Like, So I feel like that's the one person that's going to make the faithfuls be like, why would they murder Dolores? So it makes me think that Dolores gets murdered. And then also, if I'm a traitor out of that group, it's like, why would you, like, if you want to almost keep Tom and Chriselle together because they're going to keep going at it. It's like the Rachel Kate situation. Like, you almost want to keep Rachel and Kate in it because you want them to go at it.
Dolores voted for Tom also. That could be another thing you could do. Let's bring in some questions here from our listeners. And Rachel, we love when we can ask somebody some of these questions that the listeners have. Danny says, do you think that the faithfuls could help themselves by looking at the table seating location? It seems like traitors are generally all around the table, and people next to each other are rarely both traitors. Can you tell us a little bit? Do they pick a seat for you, or do you just go in and sit wherever you want?
Well, my season, we had assigned seats. So it was like, Rachel's here, but it never changed. So, but it was like the very beginning, you had your seat, and when the table gets smaller, you kept the same seat. So it was always your spot at the table. So I don't think that there was ever two traitors.
I didn't notice that they sit in the same order.
Yeah, just about. It looks like it's always like everyone's kind of in the same. If you look at it as a clock, everyone's like in that same region. Just if someone next to you leaves, you get closer. It's like your neighbor becomes a new person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pooya, is there any benefit to being near or far away from somebody?
I mean, what do you mean? In what context?
Like, is it good? Like, do you want your ally like next to you so you can sort of like, be like,
whisper stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, you ain't gonna catch me whispering. I don't want anybody to be like, why are those two like whispering sweet nothings into each other? Let's vote one of them out. Like, I don't want that beef. And that's a very public spot. Rachel, I want all the smoke.
Yeah, I would actually think that would be an advantage, because when I sat close enough to Stephanie, I was able to like communicate with her, especially with the Kyle vote, like making sure we were both keeping Kyle, for example. So I do kind of think it is an advantage when you sit next to your friend. But did Parvati and Phaedra sit next to each other? Or were they across the table?
I don't remember.
Dan and Phaedra were across each other. I think Parv and Phaedra were on the same side of the table, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And very close
I remember
to
them
each
being
other.
close. Yeah. Because the camera, when they panned, they were in the same camera. So I remember that.
If they were next to each other, though, Parv was the chosen traitor, right? So the production didn't pick her. So I mean, listen, there could be some validity that they're never going to pick the two people sitting next to each other. But at the same time, that is like, no, like I'm never going to count that out if I think someone's suspect. I doubt that in the moment, I'm going to be like, yeah, but their friend, I don't think their friend is relevant. I feel like you still would associate them together.
Well, and then at that point too, are you going to be like, okay, well, Rob, like, especially when the table gets smaller, Rob sat here and then Bob sat here. And so clearly it's not this person or this person or this person or this, that eliminates 4 people, right? So like, as the table gets smaller, I don't think that you can really say that they wouldn't be sitting close to each other.
Okay. Rachel, I have a tough question for you, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me what you think about this, because I've seen people say online that the Big Brother players, they go onto the Traitors and they struggle. There hasn't been a Big Brother player yet that's really come to the Traitors and dominated. Is there some difference is this a coincidence? Or is the Big Brother game so different than this that it's tough to make the transition?
Well, I would argue that that's not true. I would say that, like, frankly, I think that I did pretty good on the Traitors. I think I had a lot of friends on that show. And then, I mean, if it wasn't for Ari getting recruited, and I mean, I think I did as good as I could have done, right? Like, Cody was a flop. Dan was a flop. Now, like, Janelle, she went home too early, but she played very aggressively. Brittney is doing a great job. Danielle is like a little bit messy, but she's still there. She's still, hanging on.
So the book is yet to be written.
Yeah, the book is yet to be written. I think and Brittney, I would argue Brittney is actually doing better than most. I mean, maybe the best of the Big Brother people. I don't know. Like, I can't remember. If I went out, there was like 8th or something. I don't know. So am I like right out there with Brittney? So I don't know.
There's 11 people still. Yeah.
Okay. So I think like, yeah, I mean, I lasted a while on the show and so did Brittney. Or she
so
is
right now,
lasting,
you're the benchmark. You're the best Big Brother US that Kristen and Chess. Don't forget about Netta.
Right. Yeah, no, Netta. Well, she's great. Yeah. Let's talk about Canada.
Big
Netta
Brother
is
Canada,
amazing.
a whole different animal, right?
Oh yeah, Netta wins. I mean, like that's totally amazing. She played a great game. So I don't think it's a Big Brother thing. I think it's just like a personality thing. It's just, you know, you get in there, and if you're like trying to play a Big Brother game, you're not going to do well. Like Derek, I think Derek made a lot of missteps because he tried to play Big Brother on the Traitors. And I think that like was a misstep for him.
Can you talk about can you expand on that? What do you mean by a Big Brother game?
I think so Derek's Big Brother game is very much like he susses it out, then he like goes in for the kill. And then I saw that like he did that, and then it was like immediately he forgot he was playing against Boston Rob, right?
Yeah.
Like he made that misstep where it was like, keep your mouth shut, say your thing, but don't say it to where you're a target. So
I actually think that Derek, I think, was on the right track, and I think he just happened to run into, and who amongst us, okay? You know, it happens, but I think he ran into a buzzsaw of Boston Rob, where I think if Derek was on a different season, that I think that he would have been a really good faithful.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe. Who knows? Because like,
who knows?
That I always say that when people ask me about the Traitors, can you give me advice? No, because like it doesn't matter what I say. The game is so different based on who you're in there with. Like, I can give you a Big Brother advice. I could give you advice for Amazing Race. I could give you advice for any show I've done, but I cannot give you advice for the Traitors because it's just like such a different show. Yeah, it's true though. Like you can't plan your steps in the Traitors because it's so different depending on the cast.
And I feel like just from the outside looking in, it is a way more unpredictable game. The variables are all over the place. There's so much luck involved. Like you could make all the right moves and then one misstep will cause people to banish you. I think that the thing that repeats for me, Rachel, that I've noticed is that if you're someone who can build relationships, make people laugh, and have people feel comfy with you, it almost doesn't matter what your reputation was coming in. You know, we see CT last year, one of the most successful stories to come out of the challenge, make it all the way to the end. Someone who, you know, if you know, we see then Wes coming in this season and people are feeling like he's aggressively trying to like make them do things that they don't want to do, and that doesn't work. But then someone like Suri, who again makes all these bonds and connections, they're like comfortable around her. That goes a long way, and it makes people forget the greatness you bring to the game with yourself. And I think that's the biggest thing. And with Big Brother players, with any gamers, basically, there is this, you know, it's kind of like the culture built within who you are as a reality TV contestant, where you're like, I'm here to win. I'm here to figure things out, piece things together, because you're not just chilling. And I feel like a lot of these Bravo Labs and folks, they'll come and be like, I'm going to give them the business, but also they're used to chilling. And I feel like being used to chilling is huge in this game.
It helps you. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, you know how they say, so you know how there's this thing where like, if you relax your body, you'll be fine. Like you won't break something. If you're tense, it's bad. I feel like that's the thing with being a gamer. It's like, you're like very cognizant of things that a lot of people don't think. Tom Sandoval doesn't think about anything. Look how I guess he's different because he's been sweating and stuff. But look at some of these other players where I think if you're just not tense, the social game just takes over a little bit and you're not as involved, but you're making it through.
Yeah, like Gabby, I feel like she's doing a great job at that. Like she's just chilling. Everybody likes her. She talks to everyone. She's more like instead of accusing people, she's like, I think that could happen, that kind of thing, instead of like straight up just saying it's definitely this person and that's what it is. So you're right. Yeah, I think you can't play too aggressively in this game because it does really do you a disservice.
Yeah, but please do, because it's entertaining for us.
We like
have
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Rachel, I have another question for you, and this is from Josh, who asked, Rachel, if you and Brittney were cast on the Traitors immediately after Big Brother 12, would you have aligned with her?
I would, yeah. I mean, I don't really.
Can you talk about
from the
evolution of this relationship? Because this too, just like Rob's podcast, 15 years in the making. But you two weren't close necessarily in the Big Brother house, right?
No, I would say like we definitely had our differences on Big Brother, and things were said and whatever, as we do when we're playing for $500,000 and we're 20 years old, right?
And it's a decade and a half ago. Sure.
It's a decade and a half ago. And so I think that, for example, when we go on these shows, you just build a bond with people, like for your Survivor fan, like your family, right? You call it Survivor family. We call it the Big Brother family. You just like build a bond with people. So Brittney and I talked after the show. She did write me a nice letter before I went on Big Brother 13. And
a handwritten note.
A handwritten.
Wow.
Yeah. And we talked, and same thing like with my whole cast. I had conversations with Reagan. I think the only person none of us have talked to since Big Brother 12 is Monet. And so I don't know. You just kind of, you go through things in life in like this little Big Brother bubble, and then you have to put that behind you. Because it's just like it's not real life, right? It's not. It's an experience. It's like a blip of time. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you think that you can have that with people that are from your first show, and then you've done so many different shows and all-star versions of shows? Is it different with the people that you play with the first time than any other time you go?
I think so. Yeah, I do. I think you form a special kind of bond the first time you guys are all going through this together, because it's the first time for all of you, right? Like it's something brand new. Like nobody knows what to expect. Nobody knows what's going to happen next. And especially a show like Big Brother, especially in the time that we did it in like 2010, right? That was like the height of reality TV, right? So I do think it's a little different for that kind of connection that we formed in that year. But I mean, all the shows are different. Like I feel really close with the cast of The Worst Cooks because it was like the nature of the show. We just had fun and we all laughed the whole time and we were telling jokes the whole time. And we just literally we were just laughing the entire time, having fun. So I formed a like friendship with those people, and so it is a little different. Whereas like my cast from the Traitors, like I do feel like I'm friendly with them and I try to keep in touch with them, but it's a different kind of friendship that I have with them than I have with like my Worst Cooks cast, who I like we have a group chat, right? So like I have a Big Brother group chat and I have like my Worst Cooks group chat and I have my like
Amazing Race
Snake
group
in the Grass.
chat.
And we do have Amazing Race group chat. I got kicked out of one of them, but that's okay.
Okay. Wow. I felt the Amazing Race is supposed to be nice and good.
Good and fun. Good and fun.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. We do have Amazing Race group chats. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, thank you for sharing all that, Rachel.
Yeah. I think I'm very long-winded. I apologize.
No, that was a great answer. Speaking of Worst Cooks, Eric says, "Hey Rachel, it was so fun to watch you on Worst Cooks in America. If the Traitors challenge was to eat your chocolate lasagna, do you win?"
Yes.
Yes.
I win because nobody else would have eaten it.
Yes. Isaac in the chat says, Rachel, let Rachel know I had chocolate turkey for lunch today.
I love that. Did you really, Isaac? If you did, that's amazing. That is where my inspiration came from. I feel like it's a thing. It should be a thing. If it's not, we should just make it a thing. It's very good. I think it's good. It tastes like a dessert and it has protein.
Pooya? I mean,
chocolate turkey lasagna?
Yeah.
I'm down. To try it. Why not?
Okay. Put that right after veal parm, chocolate turkey lasagna for Pooya.
chicken parm for chicken shawarma, Rob. We made an agreement now. It's locked in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have. Pooya never had any parm, and I never had any shawarma.
Yeah. Oh, well, there we go. And I can cook both of those things for you guys.
Wow. Okay.
Oh my God. There we go.
Rachel, they did have the challenge this week with hold hands, and then they're going to drop the gross stuff. But you could. This would be no problem for you.
No problem. I would have been loving it. I would have been living in those costumes. By the way, the costumes alone is my envy of not being on this season, because the costumes are so amazing. I'm just so jealous that they get to wear these beautiful gowns, and like everything is just so fun. So I'm just like, I need to go back just so I can wear those costumes, because the costumes this season are so good. But yeah, no, I would have been totally.
Yeah, because I think people might think at first blush, oh yeah, Rachel, she'll be screaming, but you're such a mind over matter person.
Yes. Yeah. Oh well, I had we did that in the cabin in the woods.
Yeah.
And I had to talk Andy through it. So I think that that was the cabin. You were like locked in a little room. I think we could definitely do a box with these animals crawling on you.
Could you coach somebody through it better than Boston Rob?
Yes, I did. I coached Andy through it. I thought he took a page out of my book. That's what I was thinking the whole time. I was surprised I didn't see that more on the internet, because I did that first, Rob.
Yes. Can somebody tweet that Boston Rob ripped off Rachel from season 1 of the Traitors?
Yeah, exactly.
Please. Because we have so many accounts that watch the show and pull clips from the show.
Right.
And people asking for Rachel to come on all the time. So one of them at least could tweet that.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. And I think I actually did say to Andy, I told them that, or I can't remember exactly what I said, but I was talking to them about like their baby or their, life at home, something like that. So I was coaching Andy through the entire challenge as well.
Yeah. And we haven't talked too much about Boston Rob other than how he ripped you off. But what have you had any interaction with Boston? I mean, you're such an icon. You've been in the game for so long. I'm sure you must have met everybody.
Oh, yeah. I've definitely met Rob a few times.
Is he in the Amazing Race group chat?
Oh, he's not. No. He was on a different season.
Alumni? I know that, Rachel.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's not all alumni. The Big Brother group chat, though, it is all legends. And Dr. Will wasn't kidding about the Big Brother group chat and the shade that was thrown.
All right, so hold on. This is huge. Okay, there's a Big Brother. It's called Big Brother Legends, and
it's a real group chat.
Can you tell us who's in it? How do we add new people to it? Who's in the Big Brother Legend group chat?
I think it's me, Janelle, Danielle, Will, Dan. I think Cody's in it. Derek's in it. So I think it started. What did it start? I feel there's more girls in it too. Maybe Brittney's in it. I can't remember. But it started. I think it was either from it was from that ET special that we all did. That's what it started from.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's where we all conversed about the ET special. So we have a giant group chat about it. So that's where it all came down.
Who gets added to the group chat?
Gosh,
somebody says I nominate Jag. How do you decide?
I think Jag could probably get in the group chat. Jag should be in the group chat.
Does he have to ask somebody? Do you have a vote?
I mean, there's a secret vote, there's a secret handshake, everything.
Wow. That's incredible. Do you think that there's a Survivor Legends group chat? I don't know about it.
I 100% know that there is, because I've heard rumors. Are you not in it, Rob?
I'm not in it.
Oh, Rob, are you sure?
I would know if I was in the Survivor Legends group chat.
Okay, good point. So do you know
it exists?
I felt so honored when I was at Give Kids the World one year, or at the what do we call it? The event in Florida that we do.
Yeah.
Over the Edge. Now it's called Over the Edge. And I was invited to a dinner with the legends of Survivor. I was like, Brendan, we have made it.
Who are the legends of Survivor? Who invited you to the dinner?
That's a secret too, Rob. That's a secret too.
Do you think that when Tony got banished, and he said, "You're a sellout, bro." Is that because of the group chat? Hey, we're friends from the group chat?
Yeah, probably.
How could you do this to me? We're all in the group chat.
Dinner. Yeah, it's in the dinner or the group chat. Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rob.
You know?
I don't even know where to go now.
Now everyone is like trying to find the group chat, how to get into the group chat. It is these are real group chats. And there's drama in the group chats. So yes.
Damn. Okay. All right. I'll just go back to the questions. Lisa wants to know, does Dylan have a blind spot when it comes to Traitors? The night that he and Rob successfully got out Bob the drag queen, he went up to Rob and said he thinks that Gabby and Bob H are the traitors. We do see Dylan continually voting for Gabby at the roundtables, but not Rob. Will he be a liability for the faithful going forward?
Well, now that Rob's out, I don't think so. But I will say, I think that Dylan just loved Rob. Like, I think they were just genuinely friends. I think they had
made a video together.
They made a video. I know, I've seen it. Like, it's all over the internet, right? It's very cute. I think they just have that genuine, like,
whose idea do you think the video was? Do you think that was Dylan's idea or Rob's idea?
I'm going to go with, like, it was one of the wives' ideas.
Okay. It was done very well. I mean, that there's the reverse angles and the camera is gone.
Yes. Yeah, it was very cute.
I think that was Dylan's idea, Pooya.
You think so?
I think it was Dylan's idea and Rob went along with it. Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking it was one of the wives.
Rachel, I don't see Rob like, hey, I got an idea for a video. Okay.
But would Amber have the idea?
I don't know. I think she's just busy. Like she's like pretty much like worried about the family and the kids and stuff like that. I don't think she's like a social media mogul like a Frankie Grande. Is Frankie Grande in the Legends chat?
Well, he's in a few Legends chat. He's in a different Legends chat.
Oh my God. So many.
There's a lot.
I'm not in any Legends, any
Survivor group chat.
You're in a fantasy football league, Rob.
That's not a group chat.
I'm in a group chat with like 5 different survivors. So I feel like if I'm in a group chat with me being the only Big Brother person and like all other people talking about Survivor 24/7, you must be in a group
I'm not.
chat with Survivor
I swear I am not. And the fantasy football group chat is like, hey, did you see that touchdown?
Someone add him to one, please. Give him a group chat.
Rob. Yeah, exactly. Do you want me to add you to our group chat? It's all 5 Survivor ladies and me.
5 Survivor ladies. No. It's fine. It's fine. I don't need the pity. I know, but I'm not even getting invited to the good one now. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. All right. Pooya, what else?
And actually,
Rachel?
Frankie might be in that other main one now that I think about it, because we don't really get in that one enough. Ever since the drama, we haven't been in that one as much. But I think Frankie actually might be in that main one too.
Okay.
But yeah.
We watched a movie on Paramount Plus that my kids watch a show. Henry Danger. The whole thing was Frankie Grande. I'm like, boy, they really went all in on Frankie Grande on the Henry Danger movie.
It was so good. So my daughter's obsessed, right? So the girls, we had a sleepover, and the little girls did Frankie's dance to his smile dance and the choreography from the smile dance. And they kept calling him the Frankinator, and he's like, it's Frankini.
Yeah, they really went all in on Frankini.
All in. So I said, Frankie, can we FaceTime you? And I won the award for the coolest mom at the sleepover. Like, I'm not even joking. The girls still talk about it.
I wonder if he's getting a spin-off movie, because 40% of the movie is Frankie Grande.
Oh, it's all his movie. Yeah, it's like literally, because he's like, if you ever watch that show with your kids,
my kids watch it.
Okay, mine do too. So he's like the villain, right? And like, I feel like for this movie, it was all about like his villain like arc. That's what I felt like this was. Yeah.
Pooya, you have no idea what we're talking about, but this we put on the Henry Danger movie, and then the whole thing was like the Frankie Grande concert movie.
Okay. No one tell Liana, because she's going to watch this and then bring it up on the Pooya and Liana Lounge, and I'm going to be left out again.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yes. Okay. But Pooya, what other questions do you have for Rachel?
So I have one off the dome here. So last year, Rachel, we did, I don't remember who did this interview or where it came, we came upon it, but the players of season 2 were asked who they would like to see from their franchise be on the show. So I want to ask you, who are 3 Big Brother players you would like to see on the next season of the Traitors?
Because you work in casting.
You have an eye for this. So that we're not
You're not just going to pick your friends.
Show, right?
They've already all been on it.
Yeah. Right. So 3 who've not been on the show yet.
Okay. So I have to say my sister, because that's the rule, right?
Would she do it? I feel like she's been so off the grid.
She's busy. She's busy.
Yeah.
But I think she would do it. So no, but I would really love to see. I do think Taylor would be really good.
Yes.
I think Chelsea, after we saw Chelsea play, I think Chelsea would be really good. And I'm sad because she's in, probably in a contract or something, so she couldn't do season 4. But definitely Taylor, I assume she's not in contract. And I would want to see Tiffany. I think Tiffany would be fun, and Tiffany would probably get spicy, right? So I feel like that would be fun. Like, I think she would do a good job. I'm trying to think, who else would I want?
Any men from Big Brother?
Right. Well, I'm thinking, I just can't really think of any guys that I really at the top of my list. Like, I do feel like Jag would be fun because he's a winner and he has a fun personality, and he would be the goofy, Tom Sandoval of it all. But I just don't know if he would. He's not that cutting Big Brother player. So I don't know if he would be that great. Frankie would be fun to see on the show, because I think Frankie would just be fun.
Yeah.
He would he would be a fun character to see.
He would be great, Frankie Grande, with costumes and everything. But I mean,
oh my God, Frankie Grande's costumes would be amazing.
Might outdo Alan Cumming.
They might.
What about Kaser? The chat is saying.
Yeah, everybody says Kaser. I think Kaser probably would do a good job. I mean, I guess if we're going for all seasons of Big Brother, I just feel, I don't know, is Kaser, I mean, and this is just I love Kaser. I would love to see him on Traitors, but is Kaser going to be, he's obviously going to be a faithful. He has to be. I can't see him as a traitor. He's not as much of a, I don't know. Janelle's very hardcore on Kaser. She's Kaser would be so good on the show. So I trust her judgment, but I just don't see, I see Kaser as being someone on there that's everybody's best friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
You're looking for somebody that has a little more spice in terms of being going to mix it up. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Either want someone that's going to be over the top, like a Frankie, or someone that is going to mix it up. I think a Taylor would definitely mix it up. I do think she would really, she's not afraid to say what she thinks. And I think she would be great. She would mix it up. I just feel like Kaser would be everybody's best friend, kind of, But I don't know. Janelle's hard. She's said Kaser would be the best on the show. And she thinks Kaser would do really, really well as a faithful. So I would want him to be on my side.
I could see it. I would love to see it, but I can also see the bad part, which is he gets falsely accused and is just battling allegations for 4 round tables before they mercy kill him, and my heart breaks all over again.
What about Brendan?
Yeah, Brendan would be great. Brendan would be. I think Brendan's really smart. He would be friends with everyone, and he's got the goofy side, so he could be a little bit of the Tom Sandoval guy and the friends with everyone guy.
And I could see him having theories.
Oh, he would definitely have theories. Yes, he would love his theories. Yeah, that is a good point. He would probably do really well. Probably better than I did.
Well, we'll see. You're the top of the leaderboard right now.
Right, exactly. I am the leaderboard. So, as a matter of fact.
Does part of you then root against Brittney? I don't want her to, Danielle, I don't want them to break my record.
No. At this point, I've done so many things. Yeah, exactly. I feel like I have my PhD in reality TV. So I'm not worried about the competition. I welcome it at this point.
Yes. Rachel, I was thinking that the other day to myself about other people that went to college, that I feel like I have a PhD in it. We're not like Brendan.
Exactly. We're not. It's not on paper, but you have a PhD in the podcasting for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what the P stands for.
Yeah.
You have a POD.
Rob has a PhD.
Yeah. The H is silent, podcasting. Okay. Yeah. All right. Rachel, anything else that's on your mind as in regards to the Traitors?
No, I'm excited to see what happens. I do think Brittney could win at this point. Like at where she's at right now, I think she has a great shot to win, to take it all. I think she could be very much like Trishelle. Like I really see her in the Trishelle or CT kind, and she gets the CT edit, so I think she could be winning this season.
Yeah. Did you watch the video? It came out today that was Derek and Rob reacting to.
No, I haven't seen it yet. No, I'm so sad. I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it.
No, it was very good. And Derek was very hurt when he found out that Danielle was a traitor. He said, I knew the conversations that we had, and I expect that she's going to call me because that she really, she should have kept me safe.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, did Derek watch Cody do me dirty on season 1 and Janelle and Dan go at it? It's like, what Traitors is he watching?
Yeah. Do you think that, Rachel, I know you said you don't have any advice for people. Do you feel like that maybe people should be more worried about the people that are from their own shows on when they go back for the Traitors? For instance, like if you're a Survivor player, that's actually, I'm good with these people, that's Survivor. It's like, actually, those are the people you need to worry about the most.
Right. No, I don't know. I would think big brothers never want to work with each other on shows, but I wouldn't think that about Survivor because I felt like they have a track record of working with each other. Like these challenge people, clearly they're like work with each other. And then I don't know, like I was surprised when Carolyn let Jeremy get voted out. And I felt like that really was hard for her. But with Rob, he's just so calculated. He's just so like, this is a game, cut him, be done. Like, that's it. Like, so I don't know. Maybe it is better to not know people. And same with Tony. Rob was so able to get rid of Tony so quickly, which I think also was bad for Rob's game. I think that was a misstep on his game. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Rachel, appreciate you being here to talk with us. I mean this sincerely, one of my favorite people to get to talk to in reality TV. You're so good at it. You've been doing it 15 years. You've never went away where that is a big hiatus where nobody hears from you. And it's hard to, stay fresh and have takes. And so I have so much respect for you, Rachel. And it's always so much fun when we get to have a catch up on the podcast.
Yay, thank you. Well, thanks for having me. And you're my favorite too, as well. And I really appreciate you guys having me and always inviting me.
Yeah, anytime, any show. I mean, you know it all, so we appreciate you. Yeah, let me talk about what else is going on here because we mentioned, Derek, we talked to Derek. Derek had some fun with the whole Mike Bloom thing also. So check that out. If you missed it, our interview with Derek, that's in the Traitors podcast feed, WeKnowTraitors.com. And then we've got the RHAP 50. Boy, we could have done a whole bunch of these just about the times that Brendan and Rachel were on the podcast. But we started a 3-part series for the 15-year anniversary of RHAP as a podcast. We dropped part 1 today of 15 years of RHAP lore, a laurel history of RHAP. Today's episode is a bunch of, got 15 different people. You'll hear the first 5 today, 15 minutes of telling their favorite stories from RHAP. Day 1 is today, and then we'll have 2 more days of 15 years of RHAP lore. And then check out In the Confessional, our weekly info blast. I got to write about, Rachel, tell me if you think this was too nerdy. I ranked all of Boston Rob's reality TV appearances in order by how much control he has in the game.
No, I love that. That's amazing.
Okay. I'm very proud of the work. You could read it at Reality TV Newsletter. Sorry, Pooya. RealityTVNewsletter.com. And you can read all about it. I ranked Boston Rob's 9 reality TV appearances by the amount of control he had over the game. Find out where the Traitors lands in Boston Rob's top 9. Ooh. Also, Survivor 48 is about 2 weeks away. Mike Bloom and I got the chance to catch up, talk about another tribe. You can see that in our Survivor podcast feed at weknowsurvivor.com. Pooya and Liana Lounge, okay? Just like, look, that Brendan and Rachel, they showed us like how fun and chaotic a reality TV couple can be. Pooya and Liana Lounge is here.
Yep, showing you how chaotic a podcast couple can be. And this episode was no different. Liana got a parking ticket and it like about ruined her month. Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't listened yet.
Okay, so no spoilers, but I'll give you a little snippet. She was like, beside, oh my God, I got a parking ticket. Oh no, that sucks. In my head, I'm like, we're going to be set back like $100 or something. She was like, it was $25. Like 25? Mm-hmm. Like that's not nothing, but you'd think it was 200 based on how she's reacting. So we can dive into that and a bunch more other stuff on the pal this week.
Okay. All right. Check that out. PooyaandLiana.com. And then every week, Taryn on Thursday night is going through a season of Big Brother. Only a couple more weeks till we get to BB12. BB6, okay? Rachel's friend Janelle makes her reality TV debut. The aforementioned Kaser and Howie and company Taryn will be talking about it coming up on Thursday night at 7. So be on the lookout for that at weknowbigbrother.com. Okay. Rachel, what's coming up for you?
Well, I just did The Worst Cooks of America, and then I'm working in casting, and you never know. You'll be seeing me soon on another show.
Is that an exclusive? Are you dropping that? Or
sure, I know for sure. So you will be seeing me soon on something else.
What's left that you haven't done?
Okay. Maybe it's doing something else again. I don't know. You never know. There's plenty that I haven't done though.
Wow. Okay. All right. My mind is blown. Okay. Yeah. Rachel bomb right here on the podcast. And thank you for that. Another one. This was slightly better than the Legends group chat that I don't know about. Okay. Pooya, what's coming up for you?
Well, aside from, of course, you and I talking more Traitors this week, I do talk 90 Day Fiancé. This is the bye week. But this Sunday, brand new season premieres. We learn about all the new couples and a throuple that's on the show. Logistically, do not know how you're getting a K1 visa for a throuple, but I'll find out and let you know.
Rachel, you don't cast people for 90 Day Fiancé, do you?
I don't. No, I kind of wish I did, but I hear it's very difficult to work on that show. So,
okay. All right.
Yeah. You got to match them up and
us.
stuff too. Yeah. So I don't work on that show.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us for this wonderful interview with Rachel Reilly. We'd love to read your comments here on YouTube, robhaswebsite.com/YouTube if you're listening to the podcast. We will be back, Pooya and I, we've got a Boston Rob interview coming up on Tuesday, so look out for that. And then we'll be back after episode 8 on Thursday night. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.
Hey. Bye.